Hello, fellow safety and health professional, and welcome to another podcast and a series of podcasts based on an article in Safety and Health magazine that's all about you. Memento Mori. That's an influential Latin saying with a long and varied history. Translated, it means, remember you must die. Though at first blush it may sound morbid, and indeed some traditions have considered it so, but many, like the Stoic philosophers, believed it was a positive thought. I know I do. In the 17th century, memento mori paintings became popular. I have one prominently on my office wall. In fact, I can see it right now that when I'm doing this podcast. It has a tulip, beautiful one, in a vase, and it has a skull, and then it has an hourglass. So the tulip represents life in all its beauty. The skull represents death. And the hourglass represents the inevitable passing of time. Now, why does this inspire me? Because it's a reminder that I should cherish every moment of my life. I only have so many, and you too. We only have so many. This applies to all creatures, trees who live hundreds and hundreds of years, stars even, right? Our star eventually is not going to exist. That's why every day I try to do these 10 things. The list is longer. There's a lot more, but 10 is enough. And plus, I only have so much space in my column that Melissa, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And Amy, I want to thank you too I always get this into Amy, by the way, at the last minute. And she's the one who uploads the podcast. So thank you for that, Amy. So let me go back. Here's the 10 things that I do to help make my moments special. Number 1, be grateful for what you have. I do that instead of spending my time wishing I had more. That doesn't mean I don't strive to reach goals or want things, new guitar, or make money, but I keep my desires in check to enjoy what I already have and just marvel at what I have, just to taking a shower. So many millions of people never take a shower in their entire life. Number 2, realize that today is as important as any other day. Too often we think, I can't wait until the weekend, or once I retire, life will be perfect. Well, how is today any less important than a day when you are retired? It isn't. Today is just as precious as next week or 2 weeks will be from now. Number 3, love nature. I just got a 6-week-old hand-fed cockatiel. Her name is Sophie. While I was writing this article, I was still hand feeding her, but she can eat on her own. I've had so many pets, all kinds of lizards, snakes. Used to raise parrots, dogs, and cats. You name it. I had so many. All kinds of plants and gardens, aquariums. In fact, I have a little aquarium right here. I can see the fishies swimming around. And I love taking walks in the woods because interacting with nature soothes your mind and is a beautiful way to make your moments precious. It's a potent stress reliever, too. 4, have fun at work. This month, August 2nd, I'm giving a few talks to teenagers in my area for a friend. There's some kind of career curriculum they have during the summer. Though I will describe what it's like to be a safety and health professional and speaker, I'm also going to spend some time encouraging them that wherever they work, have fun at work and explain how I've done it. The best moments I've had working, whether it be as a safety professional, a speaker, or you name it, even at nuclear power plants with strict rules, were when my colleagues and I and what we were doing was enjoyable and we had fun. 5, practice mindfulness. This practice has been perhaps the most crucial skill I've honed, which make my moments special. Even when things aren't going as you wish. There was a long line going into the security, which I didn't expect. I was fine. I noticed people's clothes. I stayed in a good mood. Talked to a person that was in front of me. And paying attention without judgment like that makes life a pleasure. 6, enjoy listening. I don't mean just be a good listener, but work on enjoying it. That's what I've done. When I'm with another person, if you and I were together, I want to hear what you have to say. more so than I want to talk. Believe me, this skill hasn't been easy to learn because I sure can talk. But now that I like to listen, I'm excited when I meet someone new, when I travel in the airport or even wherever. I want to hear their stories. I want to find out what they're up to because I like it. Number 7, cherish the arts. Music has been a powerful influence in my life, incredibly so. I was a guitar teacher for a couple years before I got into safety. And since I was a kid, I played guitar constantly, written all kinds of songs, parodies, even safety parodies. Recently, though, I'm starting to intentionally appreciate photography and paintings and other forms of art, not just music, i.e., the Memento Mori painting I have here. Art in all its forms can make a mundane moment into something captivating and even awe-inspiring. Number 8, make other people's moments special. When someone smiles or laughs because of my words or actions, I benefit as much or maybe even more than they do. And rather than judge others, too, when I meet someone or with someone, I prefer to see what I like about them and compliment the person, if it's reasonable, about what I like that I see. I have found this makes every day I'm with other people uplifting for them and for me. Hey, another way I do this, I know this is odd. I've been doing it for 25 years, so it's just not a short fad, at least 25 years. I give out finger puppets all different times. Like I'll be shopping, and if I see a child or being unruly, I'll go to ask the parent. I said, "Hey, here, can I give you a finger puppet to give to them?" Or just somebody working behind the counter somewhere. Especially if I see they're having a bad day, I'll give them a finger puppet. And it's brought a lot of joy to me and to I don't know how many. I've given out hundreds and hundreds of finger puppets. Number 9, don't worry. This is the hardest for me of the 10 because as much as I work on it, I still catch myself needlessly worrying. And one thing that helps me worry less, like this trip I just made, I just came back from Oklahoma, is to review the outcomes I've worried about that didn't happen. And I listed like 7 or 8 things I worried about before this trip. Never happened. Mark Twain once said, quote, "I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened." And finally, here's another Latin saying, which the Stoic philosophers also prescribe to, amor fata or fati. I've heard it both ways said. And what that means is love of one's fate. What's happening to you right now, you cannot change. You can do stuff right now that may change future moments for sure. But right now, the situation you're in is the situation you're in that you cannot change right now. And because I just love what's going on right now with me, doing this podcast, sitting in my office, and later something else will happen. And when that happens at that moment, I'll just love that too. Because remember, you only have so many moments to experience. So why not love each one?